Ciao, we are Elisa and Nicola. 1 year ago, we took a chance. For 14k, we bought a boat that needed time, money, and a lot of care. Meet Isidora, our 48-year-old Hallberg-Rassy 35.
Designed in 1966 by the legendary Ollie Anderline. With a long keel, a high ballast displacement ratio, and her classic lines, she is the perfect blend of seaworthiness and elegance. Named after Rasmus, the German god of winds.
A timeless beauty we are proud to share with you today.
At the moment, we are here at the Seven Sisters near Brighton. We are about to start our journey towards the Med. So we've done a lot of work in the last year to make sure she is ready. But without further ado, let's go and have a look at what makes this boat a fantastic blue water sailing yacht. In the late 1960s, this sailboat completely changed what cruising yachts look like.
The Rasmus 35 made the central cockpit and the windscreen iconic, a design choice that sailors still love today and that has been copied for many years.
We're gonna walk you through the outside and then we're gonna walk you through the inside of the boat, and at the end of this video we're gonna share with you what we like and what we don't like about this boat.
The deck. Our Hallberg-Rassy Rasmus 35 is rigged as a sloop. Some models has been rigged as a ketch. Our is a sloop, so a single mast. We've got a quite simple rigging, standing rigging. So we've got one backstay, a two line of cap shrouds, two lower shrouds each side, one to port and to starboard. We've got a boom here with topping lift. We are main sheet, and the traveller is mounted on the aft cabin roof. On our stern, we got quite spacious area. One can sit here, can enjoy almost the sunset in this case. It's a bit crowded at the moment because we have used all the real estate that we have. We've mounted two 100-watt solar panels, and we've got our outboard mounted here. We've got all of our fenders at the moment currently stored here at the push pit. We've got some davits for our dinghy, which are currently not in use, but quite useful for our dinghy lift. We've recently mounted Starlink. There is an emergency tiller, just this one, that can be used to steer the boat. With this attachment here, you can put this on like this, and then you could steer the boat from here.
Which is your dream.
Which is something that I always wanted to do.
One thing that we found here, which is pretty useful, it's a bit old, but it's an emergency ladder, so if someone falls from the boat, they can open up from the outside this ladder and they can climb back up. So it's quite useful. We don't know how easy it is to go back up, but
we go forward. Here at the mast is where we do all of our sail handling. So we've got quite a mess now, but we've got our reefing lines, some winches for the reefings. We've got the original winch for the halyard. This is the jib halyard, and then on the other side we got exactly the same winch for the main halyard, just for the main. for the mainsail. We've got quite a few spares halyard. We've got a spinnaker halyard, another spare halyard, which is this one that we could use for the spinnaker pole. This is our spinnaker pole, which is currently stored here, secured here. The previous owner installed a self-tacking jib, which is this structure here, which is useful sometimes. We don't usually use it because we like to tack by hand. It's also easier if you want to go downwind, wing on wing. Then we've got our mast plinth here. There's a little bit of a mast compression on these, and we fixed it by relayering some fiberglass at the bottom of the mast. Forward on the boat, we've got a quite spacious area. We've got 2 forestays on this boat, which are quite useful. We've got our jib mounted on the forestay, but we got also another forestay that we can use to hoist another sail, for instance, like a storm jib. These are our jib sheets. Windlass, manual windlass here. Our anchor locker. So we are currently on anchor, so I can show you the anchor, which is if I'm not wrong, a 16 kilogram CQR anchor that we might want to upgrade sometimes in the future to a bigger anchor, but for the moment it's holding quite fun, quite good. We got 8mm chain, we got 45 meter of chain. At the moment we are planning to add some warp to give us more flexibility in anchorages. Navigation lights. We've installed these nets recently for our cats.
The boat is covered in teak deck. As you can see, this one is needs a little bit of maintenance. The core is not balsa here, so can't rot, but we still need to make sure we maintain all of this to avoid any leaks. We know this is not in the best shape, but we'll do as much as we can do to extend its life.
The cockpit.
This is the cockpit, the signature of this boat. This is a central cockpit. We have a soft enclosure. At the moment it is open because today is a beautiful day, but usually here in the UK we just keep it closed and it will make you feel like it is very secure. This is the windscreen, and this is one of the most iconic things of the Hallberg-Rassy. It's very useful when it rains so that you don't get wet, and when the enclosure is closed it absolutely feels very safe even if there are many waves. This one instead is my signature. It's a solar panel powered fairy lights which are seated directly here on this aloe vera plant. We remade all the cushions, so we didn't have any cushions before, so we DIY them with Nicola's mum's help. And here we have the wheels. We've installed this chart plotter.
Not sure what this is doing here.
Here we have our compass. This one has a compass light as well. Here we have our throttle, and we have our table here. This is actually very small, so if you have a lot of guests, you can welcome them in the cockpit. Here we have all our controls, so depth and speed. Here we have our wind station. This is our autopilot. It's a bit dated but still works okay. And this one is an old chart plotter that we don't really use. Our engine panel. Here we have our shower. So we've decided to install the shower here. We have hot water, cold water, and you can basically shower here in winter, or you can go out. Here we have 3 lockers in the cockpit. This is very spacious, which is where we store all our lines, and this actually goes very deep and continues down there. And then here we have another locker, which is a little bit smaller, where we have the shore power inlet. This one is a bit smaller, but we put all the things that we want to access very quickly. And then we have another big locker here, which is where we put all our spares, all the parts that we might need, things for cleaning and stuff like this. These 2 are quite big. We have 4 winches in our cockpit. 2 are the ones that we mainly use, which are this one here and that one there, which we usually use for our jib sheet. But we also have these 2 spare ones.
The engine room. This boat came with this Volvo Penta engine. I think this is an MD22 P, possibly, which is, as I understand, is actually a Perking engine, rebranded by Volvo, but it's been quite a very reliable, quite good engine so far. It's a quite massive engine, actually. It's 55 horsepower, I think it is. We've got here our fuel filter that separates water from diesel, and also small particles as well. We've got fuel pumps, seacock, the raw water seacock, seawater filter here. Alternator bed is down here. Oil filter. This is an automated extinguisher that is triggered by temperature. We also have a calorifier, which is on this locker here, the big locker here, which basically heats water for our use, and the water is heated also from the engine cooling system. It can also run via shore power, obviously electrically, but we use it mainly with our engine. Inside the engine room, we also have a diesel heater for the winter. It burns diesel and it heats air, which is then conveyed through a piped system to all the cabins in the boat to heat up the boat during the winter. Our engine can be accessed via the cockpit hatch, but it also has an opening on the main saloon. You need to remove the stairs, the companionway, but yeah, this is useful to change the oil filter, the alternator bell, and have just a check on the bridges. The galley.
This is quite an unusual layout for boats, I think, because you have the galley and the saloon together, and the galley is not in a square layout. I think some people don't like this. I think we like it a lot because we love to cook and we have a lot of surfaces. Here it's where we have our gas. It's nice because you can always put the top on and you can use it as a countertop space. We have 3 burners, which is quite useful. That means you can put like a very big pot or pan, but you can cook quite a lot of things together, which is nice. You can open here, and then you have the oven. So if you only need to use the top layer with the gas, you only open the first one. And if you also have to use the oven, you can open the second layer like this, and you don't have things around, and you can just leave it like this and cook something in the oven as well. So this is a gas oven and gas stove. This is our sink. So we have 3 taps. So this is the water comes from our water pump. This one is our manual pump that picks the water from the water tank, and this one is a manual pump that pulls the water directly from the sea. So it's quite useful for saving water when we are at anchor. And here we have the sink. Ooh, this is quite useful if you want to hide the mess. And here we have our fridge. This is quite nice. It's not huge, but I think it's a luxury on a boat. We've organized this with little boxes so it's easy to pull everything out. And here we also have the freezer. Does it freeze? Ish. This is what we actually love quite a lot. Locker space for spices. A masterpiece made by us when we moved to the boat. So we added these LED lights that go all the way so that there's light on this side as well. We also put the red light, which is useful at night. We use the same cork of our champagne prosecco bottle that we opened when we bought the boat. We put it here for the light. This is quite a lot of space for storage. The only thing is, as you can see here, you have some shelves. So this means you can't put very high things. So we try to organize everything in like storage boxes. And here there's a masterpiece of organization. This one. This one is quite useful. If you don't have one in your boat, just buy it. And then here, it's where we put all our dry food, or the food that we use the most. Obviously, we are Italians, so it's a lot of pasta, rice. Here we have all our dishes and things that we used to eat. And there's another storage here, which is where we put our pan, pots, bowls, and things that are like bigger. Here we have some drawers, very useful. We have, some kitchen utensils.
So on our chart table, obviously we can use it to look at charts. We've got quite a selection of charts down here. This is our book where we keep our passage plannings, our pilotage plans, and so on. We've got all our electrics here and our control panels here. This is the main control panel. I think it's the original one. We've added some more switches here when we did the electrical refit. We've also added a new monitor for the battery, some sort of like a weather station. We've got this digital yacht, which is quite useful for AIS. It broadcasts the AIS and GPS information, so you can use it in your tablet or your smartphone. We've got a VHF with we've got USB sockets,
inverter
controller,
electric toothbrush.
That needs to go. We've got a cheat sheet here for Mayday, Pampan, and all with all the vessel info.
This chair is for the chart table, but it also opens and becomes a storage.
The main saloon.
Come. So this is our table, but it actually goes down and becomes a bed. So this can accommodate 2 people sleeping here. Here we have our sofa in our saloon. And behind the sofa, there are some storage subsidies. So you can open this and you can access the drinks department.
Yeah, all over the place.
And you can access it from here as well. That's where we stock all our drinks. And then some things here. This is a much bigger one, so you can open this one and you have some more space here. I think we'll put some more waters in here, or food. Here we have some more storage. This is where we put all our dry food like snacks, coffee, etc. And in this one here, that's where we put all our cans and long life food. and we can also access the food storage from here. So if you open, these things are very hard to open. Very easy. food, lots of food on this boat. And beneath here, if you come inside, you can see there's the heating pipe. This is where our battery system is. So we have 460 ampere hour for our domestic battery and 120 for our starter engine battery. We've just recently upgraded our battery system, so you'll find everything on the video if you want to see more in details what we have done. But it was a massive upgrade. We put the inverter in, which we didn't have before, and many other things.
Below the saloon floor, we've got our water tank, which is 250 liters, and aft the water tank there is our main bilge, which has an automatic bilge pump, and we are planning to add an additional one.
From the galley here, before going out, you can see the stairs, and then there's a secret compartment here in the last drawer of the stairs, which is where we put all our emergency things. We have our carbon monoxide detector and our fire detector as well. And here we have the thermostat for our diesel heater. Now from the galley we can go to the head of the boat.
The hat.
As you can see, it's quite small, but it's quite cozy as well. So we've decided not to put a shower in here. We thought that would make our boat really damp. So we've decided to put it in the cockpit instead, so we can still shower there if we need to shower. Here we have our tap. You can do this, potentially shower if you have a drain, or you can bring it outside and you can shower outside, but this is too short, so it doesn't get there. You cannot do this. Anyway, here we have a manual pump, so just in case we don't have electricity, we can use this one instead. But if you don't use this for a while, it will just smell a lot. And here we have a lot of storage actually. So we have all the storage here, so it's quite big. And then we have all the storage here. This is quite big as well, so you can fit a lot of stuff in here. There's also quite a big mirror, I'd say, so it's quite nice. It's cozy. We find it already with all these tiles, which makes it quite cozy. This door here brings us to the corridor, but also this one is actually the door for the head as well. So this one can close, becomes the door for the head here, and it also becomes like a door for the whole area of the V-Berth plus head, which is quite nice to divide the space a little bit more. So this is the corridor. That's where we have our wardrobe. The wardrobe is quite big. I think it's supposed to be a wet room, but it's the only wardrobe we have, so it's not a wet room. So this is here. Here we have all our clothes.
The V-Berth.
This is the V-Berth where we sleep. So spacious, you can also fit your winter stuff. Come inside. Here, as you can see, we put some boxes where we can store some clothes. All this area here and here and here becomes very wet in winter. This is where the anchor locker is. There's more storage here. This is quite big. Again, it's empty because it was all wet in winter. Here we put some USBs that we can use at night to charge our devices. This is my bedside table, but it's also an emergency ladder. Now, if you are tall people, it might be a little bit more uncomfortable for you because obviously you need to be careful with your head and not to bump into that. For me, it's completely fine because I'm quite short, but that's something to consider. And this is an emergency ladder. Now Nicola will show you how you need to use it. Ah, there's an emergency! Ta-da! Here's in the V-Berth, there's a lot of storage. You have some storage here, which is where we keep all our bags, but also under the bed. Here it's all full of storage. You can access a bit of storage as well, which is quite convenient. And all here, down there is full of storage. And this is where we keep our spare sails. From the cockpit, then we have our aft cabin, which is separated, and I'm gonna show you.
The aft cabin.
This is the last room of our boat, and as you can see here, it's very spacious, so there are 2 people can sleep here. At the moment we have our dinghy stored here for winter, but there's a lot of storage in here. There's some side shelves inside here, and there's also one here, and there's a wardrobe, another wardrobe here, which is where we put all our sailing gear at the moment. And then here there's some more storage also beneath here. It's quite spacious, and this is where we put all our tools and things that we might need when we do some works. And some here, there's some big storage behind here. Here under the bed, there's also storage. This is actually open, so this is where maybe we put wood and scrap materials that we might need to do some repairs. There's a compass in here, another fire extinguisher here, and carbon monoxide. There is a lot of light in this room because there's like 3 different windows. So one is here, one is here, and the other one is here. So yeah, it's quite a nice room. We also put some USB-C here as well, so that guests can charge their phones, and there are also some plugs. This is where the shaft is, so it's quite nice to have this to just check that everything is going fine. So this is the pipe for our diesel heater, and then underneath you can see the shaft. Now there's something to be said. You might see this room like this. This is everything that was inside it. So do not believe everything you see. So, what is that we don't like about this boat? I think...
Yeah, I mean, it's a long keel boat, so we don't have any bow thruster, so maneuverability is a big issue.
It's a big issue. Going in and outside marinas or small anchorages, it's always thrilling. So that brings a little bit of anxiety that maybe most people don't need to have.
We need to rely a lot on our prop walk, which is useful, but sometimes it's not enough to get us around or where we need to be.
I guess the other thing is around visibility. So when we are in the cockpit, at least me, that I'm a little bit shorter than Nicola, if I sat down, I don't really see if there's any boat on the horizon. My visibility is really restricted. And I think the other thing is the manual windlass. So obviously that's not a boat's fault, it's our fault for not being rich enough to afford one. But I think when it's time to drop the anchor, I think it's fine because gravity will help. But when it's time to pick up the anchor, it's very slow if you do it with the windlass, with the manually.
We do it by hand. I do it by hand most of the time.
But if we have to do it by hand, I wouldn't be able to do it. So that could be an issue, depends on what happens. So
now the things that we like.
okay, you go first.
Well, I mean, it's a long keel boat. I quite like it. It's a long keel boat. It gives me a lot of it feels very stable. Other things that we like?
I think the central cockpit is a must. It makes you feel so safe. No matter what happens outside, you feel like you're safe.
Yeah, also without full enclosure, right?
Yeah, you don't have to expose yourself too much. If you feel like you can trust the boat to handle whatever is going on, so that's a nice feeling. Another thing I like is obviously the design and layout of the boat. I think for a boat of this age, having 2 cabins and this layout, which is very well organized, it's quite rare, and the materials are very good quality, very sturdy. Well, we hope you enjoyed this video, and we will leave you with the view over the Seven Sisters for a few seconds. Ciao!